In the twilight hours, as day surrenders to the gentle whisper of night, I invite you to step into a realm where the mystery of what lies beyond life unveils itself. Imagine a passage where the soul, after fulfilling its earthly journey, embarks on a transformative voyage, one not defined by rigid boundaries of heaven or hell, but by deeply personal experiences. Unlike the familiar narratives passed down through religious tales, this crossing over is a unique awakening that challenges the common understanding of what lies beyond. In this narrative, the path from the realm of the living to that of the afterlife is traveled with a quiet grace, marked by the presence of a guiding figure known as the Grim Reaper. Not merely a symbol of death, this eternal guide assists souls as they navigate the transition from confusion to clarity. Every journey is as distinct as a unique fingerprint, carrying the echoes of life's memories and emotions into a new dimension. By embarking on this exploration, we invite you to open your mind and embrace the possibility that our understanding of life and the afterlife may be far more intricate and beautiful than we have ever imagined. Imagine the soul's journey as a gentle departure from the bustling stage of life into an enigmatic new dimension. As the spirit embarks on its crossing over, it leaves behind the tangible world where every heartbeat was measured and every emotion tethered to mortal experiences. In this new realm, popular religious depictions of narrow gates and final judgment give way to a flowing narrative of personal transformation. Like a river branching into unknown channels, the soul's transition is dictated by inner experiences, memories, and the stirrings of newfound understanding. Some souls, much like sunrise, are instantly aware of their shift from the living to the afterlife. They awaken to radiant clarity, accepting the surreal nature of this transformation. Others, however, wander like lost travelers at the edge of a foggy horizon, their minds clouded by disbelief and uncertainty. In these moments, the process is less about arriving at a predetermined destination and more about experiencing a fluid state of being that defies conventional comprehension. Across cultures and epochs, psychic mediums have described this process not as an end, but as an ever-unfolding journey where the rules are written anew with every crossing. As the narrative unfolds before our inner eye, the act of crossing over becomes a richly personal tapestry, interwoven with threads of beauty, sorrow, joy, and mystery. Every step on this path alters the soul's consciousness, inviting legacy, love, and lessons from a life well lived into an eternal continuum of presence. This insight into crossing over inspires a reconsideration of life's final frontier, nudging us to appreciate that our inner workings are continuously evolving, much like pages of an unwritten story revealed only in moments of profound transformation. Thus, the journey of the soul transcends the finality of life, merging into an ever-changing narrative that defies easy explanation. Within this intricate tapestry of the afterlife, the figure of the Grim Reaper emerges not as a menacing specter of ultimate doom, but as a compassionate guide who leads souls with quiet determination. Each time a soul makes its passage, this iconic figure stands at the threshold, ready to assist in the transition. In this realm, the Grim Reaper does not pronounce judgment. Instead, his presence signifies a gentle hand guiding souls through uncertainty toward clarity. Alongside him, psychic mediums act as interpreters of this new reality. They serve as the bridge between the living and the departed, using their inherent sensitivity to ease the disoriented into a state of calm acceptance. For those who depart suddenly, when life halts without warning, the medium becomes an anchor in a sea of confusion, helping them recognize and embrace their changed state. This unique partnership between the Grim Reaper and the psychic medium creates a system of care where obstacles are transformed into gentle learning experiences. The process is reminiscent of a mentor patiently guiding a young student through the labyrinth of newfound insights, with each challenge serving as an opportunity to grow beyond the limits of mortal understanding. Their combined efforts illuminate the path for each soul, demonstrating that death is not an abrupt end but part of a broader continuum of existence. As the souls traverse the delicate frontier between life and the afterlife, the consistent presence of these guides offers reassurance and stability, inviting even the most lost spirit to find direction in a realm full of mysteries and hidden truths. Together, they embody an intricate balance between the tangible and intangible, ensuring that every crossing is met with empathy, wisdom, and a promise of eventual understanding. Within the realm of crossing over, no two journeys are ever alike, each soul embarking on a unique adventure that mirrors its earthly existence. Some souls, after their departure from the mortal coil, are immediately bathed in a newfound awareness. These individuals awaken as if emerging from a deep slumber, their consciousness flooded with clarity and acceptance. They find themselves in familiar yet surreal surroundings, a place where the boundaries between the known and unknown gently blur, and memories surface like reflections on a lake. One such soul may wander along a pristine beach, with the soothing crash of waves serving as a reminder of life's timeless rhythm, while another might discover solace in the warm ambience of a cherished bar, where every corner resonates with echoes of fond memories and past laughter. Yet there are souls whose transition is marked by lingering confusion. When life ceases abruptly, the suddenness of death leaves behind an uncertainty that clouds their initial perception. These souls, lost in an unfamiliar expanse, experience days or what feels like eternities in a fog of disbelief, questioning the reality of their new existence. Their perception of time becomes distorted as they drift between states of awareness, at times grasping fleeting moments of lucidity, only to slip back into bewilderment. In some cases, the echoes of mental struggles endured in life, such as the ravages of Alzheimer's, dementia, or other memory challenges, persist into the afterlife. These souls experience an intermittent clarity. One minute they seem to understand they have passed on, and the next they are wrapped in a veil of obscurity, revisiting fragments of their lives with a mix of recognition and loss. Amid these diverse experiences, the essence of crossing over remains undeniably transformative. Every crossing imbues the soul with an artful blend of liberation and introspection. It is a journey where traditional labels give way to expansive horizons of awareness and possibility. Over time, many souls reconcile the initial estrangement, gradually embracing the serenity that comes with understanding their new state. They learn that the afterlife, though dissimilar from earthly existence, holds its own kind of magic, a realm where the soul can engage with the echoes of its past while simultaneously forging new paths of joy, understanding, and eternal wonder. In these moments, the journey culminates in a synthesis of experience, a vivid reminder that every soul, regardless of its origin, is destined to evolve. In reimagining what we once understood as heaven and hell, imagine these realms not as fixed destinations but as vibrant states of consciousness. Rather than a traditional binary of rewards and punishments, these afterlife constructs evolve into personal interpretations reflecting the innermost experiences of the soul. Each individual's state becomes a mirror of their emotions, memories, and lessons learned during life, constantly shifting like the hues of a sunset. For some, heaven might manifest as an endless garden of peace and introspection, a sanctuary where every thought radiates tranquility. For others, hell is not a place of eternal torment imposed from without, but a self-created labyrinth of unresolved conflicts and inner doubts. In this view, the afterlife is less about divine decree and more about the soul's own narrative, where joy or sorrow is dictated by personal reflection. This perspective invites us to embrace our inner landscapes, transforming our deepest fears into dynamic realms of growth. It challenges the rigidity of old beliefs, suggesting that eternal life is defined by ever-changing states rather than predetermined abodes. As the soul adjusts to its new existence, it continues to create and recreate its heaven or hell, shaped by every memory and emotion. In this way, the afterlife becomes a living canvas, a delicate interplay between light and shadow that reflects the soul's journey in its truest form. It reminds us that within each of us lies the power to define our own destiny beyond life. Thus, our vast eternal potential is revealed. Within the afterlife, some souls shift into roles that echo their earthly passions and bonds, taking on spirit jobs that carry a sense of continued purpose. They might become guardian guides for loved ones, watching over them with a benevolent presence, gently steering their future choices. Yet not every transformation is imbued with light. Some souls, haunted by the negativity they once harbored, gravitate towards a darker existence. Such spirits burdened by unresolved anger and bitterness sometimes manifest as poltergeists or malevolent forces, echoing remnants of a troubled past. These darker entities remind us that the afterlife mirrors life itself in its contrasts, where light and shadow coexist. In this realm, the nature of one's journey can lead to roles of eternal service or perpetual torment, illustrating that the energy left behind in life does not simply vanish, but continues to shape existence beyond death. In closing, the journey of the soul beyond life unfurls as a narrative rich with personal discovery and transformation. This exploration invites us to rethink our conventional ideas of heaven, hell, and the finality of death. Through the gentle guidance of figures like the Grim Reaper and psychic mediums, every crossing becomes an introspective adventure, embodying both liberation and lingering challenges. Embracing this perspective, we come to appreciate that the afterlife, like life, is a continuum where every experience refines the spirit, leaving an everlasting mark on the tapestry of existence. The eternal voyage continues,